Let's f***ing do it! It smells like new audio equipment. The new Sony HT-S2000 3.1 channel soundbar with Dolby Atmos and DTS-X for home theater, to be exact. Charlie, this isn't a piece of studio gear. Why should a recording artist or producer care? Recently, I had an epiphany. I'm a budding audio engineer. My life goals are going to require me to make a lot of beats and mix and master a lot of songs. It would probably be very helpful to build a playback system that can give me an accurate representation of what a consumer is experiencing when listening to my work. Gotta make sure that shit bumps on all speakers. While I get into the unboxing of this puppy, I wanted to explain some of the specs on this piece of gear for the budding home theater enthusiasts out there. When deciding on the first device I wanted to acquire to begin constructing my home theater, I got mad deep into the historical science of consumer audio playback systems, because audio playback is all around us, and according to my research, the way we're all interacting with audio on a day-to-day basis is constantly changing and growing. It turns out the science behind playback has changed drastically since 1876 when Alexander Graham Bell patented the first loudspeaker. That is close to 150 years of evolving audio technology between then and now. It wasn't until 1974, almost 100 years after Bell, a man named Steve LaFontaine designed the first home cinema system for a furniture store in LA. The indoor cinema was a sound room that incorporated an early quadraphonic audio system that was receiving audio signals from a modified Sony Trinitron television. I'm telling you, this was a mind-blowing listening experience at the time. Even in the last 50 years, the world at large has experienced the dawning of the CD, DVD, Blu-ray, and the streaming era, ushering in new needs for audio consumers. The 90s was a particularly significant time for complex home theater systems, but as technology in the early 2000s moved away from the complex and towards compact, home theater systems for the average viewer have gotten smaller and more user-friendly. It makes you wonder, has that meant skimping out on playback quality? Today, the industry giants for audio playback say you can have a better listening experience with just one soundbar built in 2023 than you could with a massive home audio system from the 90s. But that's just scratching the surface on how audio is changing and growing in the 2020s. Being a product of the 90s myself, I had to see it to believe it. Today, Sony is still known for its high-quality AV products for home theater, so I chose their latest goody. The HT-S2000 is a 3-channel audio output system. But wait, there are 5 speakers on this device, so how is it 3.1 channels? Contrary to what you may be thinking, the amount of audio output channels does not equal the amount of speakers in the device. Audio engineers call these drivers. In this soundbar model, there are 5 drivers located on the front of the device, but those 5 drivers are separated into 3 output channels in the left, right, and center configuration. The 0.1 and 3.1 channels indicates the amount of subwoofers in the system, so this soundbar has 3 channels of audio, and one of those channels is a subwoofer located in the central channel. This soundbar has Dolby Atmos technology, which essentially translates to you're gonna need to buy more products to experience this feature. But if you have a little money to blow, I don't think you'll be disappointed. In 2014, Dolby introduced Atmos to the consumer, which is an object-based surround sound technology that adds height to audio playback, drastically improving the way a consumer perceives the audio being played in the space. It's almost like you can perceive with your eyes that a plane is flying over a character on the screen, but your ears perceive the plane to be in your home right above you. Sadly, you have to have more speakers in your system to experience those features, so they're essentially moot, which is why Sony went the extra mile and included DTS-X, which is kind of like a generic brand version of Dolby Atmos. It uses the same object-based surround sound technology to deliver multi-dimensional playback, but without the additional speaker purchase. DTS-X also has a feature that allows users to adjust the volume of voices and boost the sound effects, kind of like EQing. This is what's going to make vocals so crisp during cinema playback. I cannot wait to watch the season finale of My Hero Academia on this bad boy. I have plans to write another more in-depth video about Dolby Atmos and DTSX in the next few weeks, but I'm not sure how many people are actually interested, so let me know in the comments if you want to hear more about these scientific strides and how they impact the way we mix and master audio in 2023. Now, right off the bat, after setting up my soundbar, I ran into some issues. According to the manufacturer, a standard HDMI input is not a proper HDMI connection for this soundbar. You are required to have an HDMI/ARC connection available on your TV for proper setup. The soundbar includes a port for an optical cable to be added to navigate around the improper HDMI inputs, but you have to purchase the optical cable separately. I'm not trying to buy more parts to make this kitten purr. Whenever in doubt, reference your manufacturer's manual for both the soundbar and the television you're trying to connect to. I spent like 3 hours troubleshooting this issue until I found a workaround. Then 2 days after I did my original install, I looked up the user manual for the TV I have, which helped me connect my device properly. Even though everything is now plugged in correctly, I still got no sound coming from the soundbar. My Sony Bravia Smart TV that's going on 11 years old is maybe too old for this newfangled doodad, and it needs that optical connection to fully function. So I found a way to work around all these issues if you have a Fire Stick. The soundbar has impeccable Bluetooth capabilities. I can have 4 devices paired to my soundbar at any given time, so toggling between the TV and my smartphone and my computer doesn't require me to disconnect and pair and disconnect and pair, which is so clutch. Let me show you how I connected the soundbar to my Fire Stick via Bluetooth. If you turn your TV on and navigate to the audio settings on your Fire Stick, you can connect the audio device via Bluetooth. That Bluetooth connection is a way to bypass any need for the TV to connect via cables directly with the soundbar. And there you go. After connecting via Bluetooth, you should have the same quality of high fidelity sound. I hope this video helped you guys, and happy listening. Peace.